Good evening. As you can see, I'm wearing the very first piece of motorcycle memorabilia or teamwear that I've bought. Fact. Well, guys, just really a quick report on the MCN Live Show at the XL Arena. Fantastic, really good. Great way that I've seen both the ASI Autosport International Show and also the MCN Live. Met some great people. Names such as Simon Pavey, the soon-to-be 9-time participant of the Dakar Rally. Fantastic that Simon's going. He's prepping as we speak. I spoke to him on the BMW Motorrad stand. Fantastic guy. I'm sure he's going to do well. Obviously Nick Plum, his good little pint-sized friend, who I met at the Touratech stand just around the corner, who thought I worked for Yamaha. I said, no, sorry mate, I just bought this today. And he said, well, at least you're looking good wearing it. Fantastic comment, Nick. Also, there were people like Randy Momola there, John McGuinness, Neil Hodgson, Chris Walker, Jack Shepherd, the 19-year-old sensation in the World Junior Trials. He won the championship last year. Dougie Lampkin was there for the first 2 days, but obviously had other prior commitments, so had to go. Ian Hutchinson unfortunately had an accident during rehearsals for the Revolution show. Obviously he had a nasty fracture to his left leg in early last season, and obviously has had corrective surgery. Just basically twisted off the bike and refractured his leg. So get well soon, Hutchie. Be good to have you back for 2012 for the TT. I'm looking forward to it. Also, two big highlights of the day. First of all, I have to give this lady her credit for being the great person that she is, and that's Bri Patrickson. Bri, fantastic, lovely to meet you, darling, and looking forward to seeing you in the future. Obviously, keep in contact with you via Twitter. Always entertaining to see your tweets, and occasionally DM you sometimes as well about other things. Looking forward to Silverstone. Just a shame you can't be there for the whole weekend, darling. It would be fantastic, but I'll make a promise. I'll make sure you got chockies on your arrival, darling. Don't worry about that. So if you now this lady is a very talented photographer. You can see her website down at the bottom of the screen right now. That's www.bripatrickson.com. You can also see the URL down in the description of this video as well. But apart from that, the real big highlight, two guys that I have been looking forward to meeting ever since they did the Viva Valencia run down to the Ricardo Tormo circuit in Valencia for the final race of the MotoGP season with BBC MotoGP anchor Matt Roberts. Yes, guys, I'm talking about the guys from Motor Ventures, Danny John Jules, aka the Cat from Red Dwarf, and also his partner in crime, Steve the Blur Keys. Two fantastic gentlemen doing great work for Riders for Health, which is basically helping people who are, in remote locations in places like Zaire, Namibia, African countries where they don't have the infrastructure. They're sort of isolated, and they, Riders for Health train up people to ride bikes. They're able to tackle the terrain, get them out there, and able to give these families medical supplies, which helps their quality of life so much. I managed to interview Danny and Steve, and there is an impromptu introduction of Toby Moody, the man who is the voice behind Eurosport's fantastic commentary on biking events such as World Superbikes. Met Toby in person, a fantastic guy. Managed to get autographs from three people: Simon, Danny, and Toby. Steve, I would have asked for yours, mate, but at the end of the day, Steve and I are going to be keeping in touch over the coming weeks and coming months. If you are not aware of it already, Viva Valencia will be back for 2012, and there are going to be, and I mean this, you'll hear it in the podcast, 3 pink Yamaha R1s. I kid you not. You'll hear it from Steve himself and from Danny. Also, there is a new venture that they're doing to help raise awareness of bikers, and that's Challenge 125. The website has now officially launched it. You can get on to the website, you can send an email via their contact page, and Olivia, who is the lady that is behind, who's the third team member, lovely lady as well, met her at MCN Live, and you know, she will respond, believe you me. I've had people that are signing up to do their Get On Hour trial, where you can go to a nearby bike centre. They provide all the equipment, so it's leathers, boots, gloves, helmet, the bike. So it's a great, it's an opportunity for a new rider, and this is exactly what Danny and Steve want to do. So if you check out the website, it's www.motorventures.co.uk. You can also link to their Facebook and Twitter pages via that as well. So the lucky individual will have, by the end of the trip, which starts on the 9th of September in London, and it will be a 1,000-mile trek through London, through England, southern part of England, France, Spain, and your destination will be the San Misano round of the MotoGP Championship, where you and a lucky friend or family member, should you decide, gets paddock passes for the whole weekend. You get your accommodation, but on top of that you get your direct access, which means you can go out and buy yourself a big bike and ride competently. Also, you get the bike, the YBR 125 Yamaha that you'll be riding for the 1,000 miles, the leathers, the helmet, the gloves, and you'll get to hang out with Steve and Danny the whole weekend, and it's a fantastic opportunity. But there is a catch. You have £125 as an allocated budget. All your clothes, your camping equipment has to go on the bike. You can't go on motorways because the bikes are limited to 65 miles an hour. And I think it's a great opportunity for anyone who wants to sign up for this fantastic challenge. And I know that there are friends of mine that have already done so and are looking forward to it. So if you do want to sign up for it, you better get in quick, because there are so many people. Because what will happen is that you go and do your Get On Riding training, you can download the email form that you can then send off to Motor Ventures. And obviously what they'll then do is they'll then select a final 6, and those 6 will then go through the training. It then goes down to a final 3 who will then take their final bike test, and then will have to go in front of a panel, and that includes Danny, guys. That will include Danny, I can guarantee you that now. If you haven't checked out the website, you'll get all the information from there. They did say we can make your final plea, but you can bribe some of the crew as well. But it's all tongue-in-cheek. It's the opportunity to have the ride of a lifetime, in my honest opinion. And hopefully there'll be a lucky person that will be going to Misano with these two guys. Now, I'm going to keep this short because there's a 2-part audio podcast which will have the pictures that I took at MCN Live. Unfortunately, there's not as many as I hoped because the battery on my camera, my phone died by about 2 o'clock. So apologies for that. But I hope you enjoy it. You'll hear from Danny, you'll hear from Toby, you'll also hear from Steve as well. So it's going to be a good one. Enjoy it, and I'll be speaking to you in a week's time. Don't forget, behind the race suit, less than a week to go. Less than a week to go, and we go live with Dan providing his very first guest post on the blog. So stay tuned, because that will be tweeted anytime between 12 and 1 o'clock on Valentine's Day. So enjoy the podcast, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. So have a good week. Enjoy the testing at F1. Enjoy all the news that's happening around the world in motorsport these days. And obviously you can check out my blog at alexgoldie.wordpress.com. So stay tuned for the podcast and have a lovely week. Alright guys, I'll see you in a week's time.